Welcome back to the channel. I have a few things I've been working on. I got a few things that I've cast on. I say that loosely. Well, first we'll talk about the sock. Our sock is getting bigger. It's not finished yet, obviously. That's where I left off. I'm just about to where I want to start paying attention to how close to the toe I'm getting. So I'm going to have to start measuring soon. I haven't measured it yet though. And I'm just doing it the basic vanilla pattern. Just a basic stockinette sock, no fancy stuff. Heel flap and gusset. Because they seem to fit better. I think that the other kind, I don't like the way they fit on my heel. So while I appreciate that I know how to do it, and I will still occasionally use it, especially if a pattern calls for it specifically, it's sometimes easier just to follow that now that I know what to do than to be going off on my own. So we're doing good on that. I should have enough in this bulb to finish the sock, but we'll see. It'll be close. My Sailor Swift was also heavily worked on since the last video. By heavily, I guess I overestimated it. It's not heavily right here. Right here's the thing. I did work on it quite a bit that day, but I haven't picked it up since because I've been doing other things. Whoops, there we go, tearing out stitches. We don't want to tear out no stitches. Let me get them back on there, and we'll continue. There, okay, there we go. That's safe. Much safer now. I didn't cast on the back panel for the Deshane yet, but I did cast on a swatch for one of the new sweater patterns I found. It's by Expression Fiber Arts. It's one of their free ones. They put out a free one on Fridays, and I really liked it. And I went to their website and I got their yarn, and I decided to actually swatch it and see what's up. And I am just a little bit over gauge, so I think that I'll be fine with the size I picked. It's gonna give me, I kind of am now trying to decide if I want to go down one size, because I picked that size with the amount of ease that it recommended. But if it's a little bit on the big side, this is gonna, it's like only like this big, but like over time, that's gonna, over inches around, that's gonna grow. So I'm now trying to decide if that's the route I want to go and just let it be big, or do I want to hope that I can make the smaller one that will fit more closely work. We'll figure it out. I'll think about it because I don't know what I want to do yet. But I've making this with this beautiful yarn, and I thought I had the is it in my pocket? It is. It's in my pocket. It is Red Velvet Rose Moonlight Fingering, and it's 50% cotton, 50% mulberry silk. It has 400 meters, 437 yards, and it recommends a U.S. needle, U.S. 0 to 7 hook B to G. hand wash only, laid flat to dry, which I already assumed, given that it's silk. It is really soft. It is really nice. And I wasn't quite sure because when I got the hank and I started to wind it a little bit, I'm like, I don't know. This looks like almost. I thought maybe there was a flaw in the dyeing period or whatever, the dyeing thing, because it looked like it had been sitting out in the sun for too long on one side, and the other side was more rich. But when it works up, you can kind of see that's the parts that I'm assuming those are the parts that look like it was left out in the sun, and they're not that big, and they're not extremely, like, it's not heavily pulled anywhere. It doesn't turn the swatch funny, and the swatch is much smaller than the garment will be. So I figure that it was just the way it was meant to be. And they both were that way. The one I ordered 3, and I wound 2 of them. Here's the unwound. I guess I could have just grabbed this instead of looking for my label in my pocket. It's a very pretty color. And yeah, red velvet rose. And I bought that specifically. I as soon as I saw the pattern, I looked to see what type of yarn, like what size or whatever, this fingering. So that's what we got here. I went right to their thing. I found one that was, and it was pretty close to the color that they used. I'm not sure it's the same color they used in their sample on the page, but it's very close, and it's really pretty. There was a couple other options I was really considering. There was like this really pale pink pearl almost color. It was really pretty, but I decided against that. Then I had cast on multiple times the dragon tail cowl, because I decided that I'm going to make a bunch of them for the grandkids. I figured it's a bigger yarn. I have a bunch of worsted. It's like, I'll just use the worsted weight, and it'll just be a bigger cowl, and they'll be all right. It's fine. And then I realized how much bigger it was going to be, and I was like, I'm going to have to find some DK. So I had to take those back off until I find the proper weight of yarn, because they're kids. They don't need it. It was big. They don't need all that. I don't know. They would end up doing some crazy shenanigans most likely with it. And then I have decided that I'm going to bring back Monday videos, so I've got to gather up some yarn to take with me to make sure I have enough for the Monday videos, because I'm going to spin a wheel for a granny square. And I'm not going to do just one of them. I'm going to see if, because a lot of these granny squares also have patterns in the back. And if they don't, I'll find a pattern that will like kind of work. Find one of the patterns that will kind of work with whatever I'm doing, and make that thing. So we'll be spinning a wheel on Mondays. It's on my phone. I have a tablet now. I don't know how to work it yet. So we may or may not. I may have to spin it off camera. Maybe do a little, what do they call it? It's not a screen grab. Is it? No, it's not a screen grab. Screen record. Yep. I see. I know what I'm talking about. Screen record it so that I can put it in the video, and you can see that is what I picked, and I didn't just randomly pick one that I liked, because I probably won't like a majority of I'm not a big fan of granny squares, really. I don't enjoy making them. They're just, they seem pointless. And then you got to put them together. But I also like the way they look. So I really need to get my stuff together and just do it. I also got a yarn for a ranunculus I have planned in the near future. Blackboard. No, it's not Blackboard. It's Blackbird Sycamore. Super sock. Blood of my enemies. And I have caked one of these up as well. And I'm going to make a ranunculus out of this, because why not? Who doesn't want a ranunculus made of blood of my enemies? So this is 437 yards, 100 grams, 4-ply, 75% superwash merino, 25% recycled nylon. It's hand dyed in Morill, Nebraska. I don't know if I said that correctly. I will try to remember. I really will. I know I'm a failure at linking things in the description box, but I will try to remember to do that with her website and stuff, so that you can check out her yarns if you'd like. She does have a lot of pretty options. And I bought this. I had seen Shannon at another yarn use this for socks. And they make beautiful socks. And I was like, you know what? I was scrolling through Etsy shops for yarn. I forget what I was looking for specifically. And I came across her store, and this was available. And I said, I think I need some of that. So we got some. And it's going to be fabulous. I think that's about it. So Monday you should be seeing a video from me again, because I decided I don't like not recording on Mondays. It became such a habit that every Monday I'm like, what am I doing? There's something I'm not doing. It's because I was used to making videos, so I was like, in the back of my mind, I was thinking that I should be doing that, I guess. So we're going to put another video back in the rotation, but it's going to be solely devoted to the Granny Square projects. I don't know what I'll call it yet, because Granny Squares and Mondays, they don't have anything in common, so you can't just make a catchy little... Any ideas, leave it in the comments. Maybe I'll use your suggestion, because I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I got to name it something. I also want to name one of the other two. Like, I'll keep the title of the video for Wednesdays, Let's Talk Whips. But I think for the other day, I will also want to pick a different name for, like, a different theme or name for that, because it just seems weird to have every video be the same title. But I'm coming out. I'm just terrible at ideas of titling things, so I'm not great at it. I'm very creative in a lot of ways, but when it comes to titling things or naming things, forget about it. So with that, I will let you all go. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next one.